Brought to you from the state of Connecticut, capital city of Hartford, this is a Department of Developmental Services production.
Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Fredette, an education consultant with the Bureau of Rehab Services. I'm here this morning to talk to a job seeker who has utilized some of the services within the Bureau of Rehab Services. So I'm happy to introduce Jody DeFord, who is an office manager with Hands On Incorporated. Welcome, Jody.
Good morning.
If you wouldn't mind, I have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
So how did you hear about the Bureau of Rehab Services?
Actually, two avenues. I work with and through the National MS Society, the Connecticut chapter. So a lot of their educational seminars, they were mentioned in there. And then also I started going down my own avenues, and I actually went through Advanced Wheels looking at conversion vans and to see how to go about that process. And they also mentioned BRS. So that was my in. I'm like, okay, two people told me BRS. So that's when I contacted them.
Okay, great. What kind of services has the Bureau of Rehab Services provided for you?
I think like 5, actually. I went through a lot of processes with them. I went through the interview resume process to make sure that I was prepared for interviews. And also my resume was totally technical. So I had to bring it over to a functional. So that was one of the processes that I went through. The other programs I went through on-the-job training, work evaluation to see what disabilities that I have kind of hinder my skills and see what skills I can bring on with me to the next job. So I did that with my town of Enfield for a while, 40 hours to see what I could and could not do. And then I also did on-the-job training with Hands On Inc. It's an in-home services that I work for. It's a nonprofit. And I'm the office manager, and I love it. It was the best fit ever. They actually kept me on board after my 90-day on-the-job training. So I've been working with them, and I love it. And then I also worked with them through Advanced Wheels. I got a conversion van because I needed to get to and from work. And I have a power chair. So, you know, the whole process was excellent through BRS. They helped me with so much because of not knowing all the ins and outs, not knowing where to begin. They actually sent the bid out, went to different conversion van companies. They also put me through Easter Seals to let me drive again and teach me how to drive because I'm a left foot accelerator driver. So a lot of different things had to go into that, and they actually guided me. And it's so great because they treat me like a human. Because I tried getting jobs on my own, and that elephant in the room was so hard to get past. And they actually taught me how to get through that and work through the elephant in the room in my interviews, so that helped too.
Oh, wow, that's great to hear. And I hope everyone too got to understand a couple of the different services. She did a lot of work with BRS, so I'm happy to hear all of this. What do you like best about your job?
The best thing about my job is I got to transfer, like I said, I was in technology. But I brought over skills into an office manager. I'm very organized. You know, I have so many different skills that I brought over from my past life, I'll say. And they treat me like a human. But what's great about Hands On is we work with disability people too. So we're always open to treating everyone the same. Doesn't matter if you're blind, if you have a physical handicap, if you have a mental handicap, just like BRS, just like Hands On, we all treat each other like we're supposed to be treated. So.
Nice, thank you. What would you tell someone about the Bureau of Rehab Services if they had never heard of it?
Oh, I advocate for them all the time. I just think it's so easier to go through them. You know, I believe that I'm smart. I am an extrovert. You know, I believe that I can go out and find my own job, all that. And then that's when I found that there's so many obstacles, and they help you get through that. And it was so much easier with Joelle going through the process and Allison, and just, it was nice to have a partner, a supporter, an advocate to say, you know what, you are worth something.
Mm-hmm. And now Joelle is Joelle Rivera, the employment consultant? And
Yes.
who, and the other person was your counselor?
Yeah, my counselor is Allison Copey.
Okay.
And she still contacts me and asks me how I'm doing. And then Joel Riviera, he helped me find the job at Hands On, which is excellent.
Nice. And they are based out of the Hartford office, correct? Is that where you were working?
Allison is out of the Enfield, Connecticut office, because they do have multiple offices. And then, yes, Joel is out of the Hartford office, but I met him in the Enfield office, which is nice. He traveled for me.
Great. Yes, because we do have a number of different offices throughout the state, so that's great that we were able to accommodate you in the Enfield office. What is the one thing you have learned since working, Jody?
I've learned a lot of things, but it's just so nice to be able to be part of society again. You know, being part of my family and being part of helping instead of me always being helped. Me working again, I just feel like I'm part of everything. I feel like I'm back out there helping other people. So
yeah, oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. And what made you want to work with the Bureau of Rehab Services? Was it a particular service or resource or something that, or just word of mouth kind of?
Yeah, it was word of mouth, but back in the days when I told you the National MS Society told me about it, they did tell me about the different programs they had. And I knew from there that that was really going to help me because I was hitting way too many roadblocks. So that helped me a lot, and especially getting me to teach myself how to get up and get ready for work and get on my own, because that was one of the things. Yeah, we can help you find a job. Yeah, we can help you transfer your skills, but can you get up and get ready for work? Can you, so not that I needed it, but they also help with home conversions. If I needed a walk-in shower or if I needed something to help me be able to get up for work and get out the door. So that was, the van was my big help. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's great, and I hope everyone, too, the viewers, are listening to some of, again, the different services, because there are such a wide variety of services that we can offer for job seekers, so I'm glad to hear that everything's working out. Only actually one more question. So what has your experience been like working with the Bureau of Rehab Services?
I can only say positive things. BRS, the people there, everyone, all their different programs they have, is just so warming. It's nice to come into an office and get services that aren't just hearsay. They say one thing and then they do another. When Allison or Joelle said they were doing A, they did A. When they said they were going to do B, they did B. There was no fluff in between, no hidden agendas. They are there to help us.
Great. Yeah. That's really great to hear, Jody. So I'm really happy that everything's working out for you, and it sounds like your job, it's a great fit. And I'm really happy that you were able to utilize and find some of navigate your way around the Bureau of Rehab Services, because again, there are a number of things that are offered. So thank you so much for coming today and sharing with us your experience.
Thank you for having me.
And for those of you at home, we do have a number of different places where you can find us. We have a 1-800 number, or we have our website, and as stated earlier, there's a number of different locations for the Bureau of Rehab Services throughout the state. So hopefully you can find one closest to you. And thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Recorded at the Department of Developmental Services Production Studio in HD.